There's an old gaming sensation you just don't feel anymore. When you come to a stop, look around you and think, I've got no idea what I'm doing. Where am I supposed to be going again? Actually, where am I now? What's this do? Who the hell's this guy? Back in the day, it was so frustrating. But despite the confusion, the irritation, the dead ends, and the brick walls, it's something I'm becoming strangely nostalgic for. And as I look around and see what gaming has gone on to become, I now realize these situations are becoming a thing of the past. The water temple from Ocarina of Time famously springs to mind. Like so many others, I slapped my forehead as I finally noticed this floating platform goes up with the water, and how the hell was I supposed to see that? There was nothing so humbling as that feeling, sitting there with your mouth hanging wide open, gawking at the screen like an idiot, confused, alone. But don't worry, because now we've got hints, quest logs, map markers, yellow paint everywhere, tips, tricks, forums, videos, and even AI. Developers sometimes lean into that confusion on purpose, of course, forcing you to explore every pixel, talk to every NPC, because that's how they stretched a 10-hour game into 20 hours. It wasn't always perfect game design, but it made you feel like an adventurer, not a tourist.
Yeah, Zelda 2 was a bitch for this. Majora's Mask too. Metroid games. Even Super Mario Bros. Had its moments where you didn't know what the to do next. They weren't so much hands-off as amputees standing in another room.
Amputees? Bet you'll have to admit, nothing came close to that feeling of satisfaction when you finally did crack it. After hours and hours.
That's because you had two choices. Give up or get good. And if you're too stupid, like you and Biffa definitely were, then the game had better enjoy sitting on a dusty shelf for the rest of its life.
When you were lost and confused back in the day, there really was only one way out of it. Sheer, stubborn perseverance. Modern games make us lazy. They smooth out every confusing moment and treat frustration as a design flaw. Player counts dropping off? We can't have that. Patch it out. The water temple may have been a little unfair, but I'll tell you this, I was so much more observant in every Zelda dungeon thereafter. I knew I had to look everywhere, try everything. It made me a better player. Some retro games could throw up situations you may never be able to clear, and it's that feeling of achievement that I miss. Sure, I could have collected every Korok seed in Breath of the Wild, but that's completionism at most. Perseverance? Maybe, but only when you're certain you'll reach the goal eventually.
What about Elden Ring? That's fairly new, and it's harder than a polar bear's piss bucket.
True, but let's be honest. We checked online guides more than once, didn't we? They became quite the crutch, didn't they?
Still did it though.
Yeah, but every time we got lost or a little confused, we knew we could always find the answer somewhere. Just pick up your phone and there it is. I hated doing it. Didn't feel earned. Felt like we were cheating.
Cheating? It's called efficiency, Hev. Why waste hours grinding a boss only to realise if you doused your sword in monkey piss beforehand it would be a one-hit kill?
I reckon it's far less common than people realise. Completing a game 100% by yourself, being lost and confused with the odds stacked against you, doubling down without a shred of help from anyone or anything else, summoning the strength to push on, even when it's no fun, serves no purpose, and no one will ever know but you. No achievements, not even a small analytical blip of recognition, for no other reason than it's something you must do, because do it, you must.
Or you just want to know what the end of the story is?
It's true. The lure of a good story kept you going, but not always. Super Mario 64 wasn't exactly The Witcher 3. More often than not, it was a mountain to climb for no other reason than because it's there. That's what made old games so brutal, so brilliant.
Don't get me wrong, Hell. I get why modern games guide us so much. Not everyone's got hours to bang their head against a wall, and it's nice to welcome new players who'd otherwise give up. Not to mention younger players too, but we can't just keep dumbing things down to
my level. Go on, say it.
I didn't mean that.
Well, at least I've got a life, bitch.
Nowadays, getting stuck is a bug, not a feature, a developmental oversight, something they didn't think of, something they can patch out. If a player becomes lost or confused, the game has failed, and the temptation for us to quickly look up the answer is too strong, and there's always something else clamoring for your attention. Games can't afford to confuse us and annoy us anymore, because if they do, we're gone, and we're not coming back. But that struggle in the water temple didn't just frustrate me, it made me a sharper gamer, scanning every corner, questioning every wall. Modern games just don't demand that from us anymore. The art of pushing through confusion, that raw, maddening challenge is fading away, and I just can't help but miss it.
Ugh, if it's broken, fix it.
What?
No one enjoyed not knowing what the they were doing. No one. That's why developers do everything they can to make sure those days are gone. And good riddance. Okay, maybe they had their moments, but I'd rather not spend 3 hours circling the same damn room.
Have you been listening to a word I've said?
I've heard everything you said and it was all bullshit. It's like that time you tried to convince me Nintendo's worst game ever was actually good.
I didn't say that at all. Let's watch it now and you'll see what I mean.